You know, Bill was the guy that I met really early on when I got here. He was in the receiver room, and he came and talked to me and said, you know, Coach, I'm thinking about being a running back. And I said, well, I thought you already were one when you walked in. I didn't know his name. I didn't know who he was. So I said, I thought you were one of my guys. So I said, well, let's wait till Coach O'Brien gets here after the Super Bowl, but we're gonna talk about making that move. And then you saw him go out there and work, and it was just a natural fit for him. But, you know, I just try to relate to Billy. I understand where he's coming from a lot of times, and, you know, Billy's the type kid that, you know, he's kind of closed to you until you get to know him, until you can kind of crack that shell. So we found some common ground, and he knows even when I'm on him, it's just because I want to get him better. And then, you know, when this whole situation went down, I told him, you know, it's your time. Next up, you know what, this is your time to show Penn State community and the Big Ten what you're about. So I said, you know, you never want to miss an opportunity like this. And I think he appreciates it. I'm very frank, very honest with him, you know, very upfront, and I think he appreciates it. It is an attribute to him because he's laid back and nothing really bothers him, but it also is a detriment to him at times too, because at times I'm like, Billy, you know, we're trying to practice out here. Can we pick up the pace a little bit? But he's done a great job these 3 days, and he's learning what it takes to be a starter. You know, he changed his number to 1. I said, you know what responsibility comes with that? I said, you just don't walk out on the field, you know, wearing number 1. So I said, you're gonna have to act like it. You're gonna have to practice like it. And you know, he's got great elusiveness. He's got great vision. You know, he's got a good feel of the run game and what we're trying to do. Obviously, he's got great hands from his receiver background, and you know, good route runner, and very versatile. So he'll fit well in this offense.
He can throw the ball too.
He can throw too, and he tells me that every day. You know, I've had a chance to meet some of the guys. You know, I've met Kurt Warner, met Larry Johnson, met DJ Dozier, had a chance to meet John Carter when he was here, and you can tell that this position's important to those guys. It really is. You know, they want this position to succeed. They always say, you know, give me a call if there's anything I can help you with, and just to help remind the guys of the tradition that's at this place. You know, we've got a picture of all the great, you know, Penn State running backs in our meeting room. So I want the guys to see it every day they walk in, that this is what they're representing, and this is the standard that we're going to live up to. You know, well, just being there for a few years, you know, I know it, and plus with my scouting background, I know what they're looking for a back. You know, I know what qualities and what traits they're looking for, and I try to help sharpen those guys' skills in those areas. And you know, I've talked to them about getting better and things of that sort. So I think that appeals to them. You know, every kid has that aspiration. So you know, I think that's where I can connect with them.